Come on, Grace. I want you to say something to the people. You're going to talk. I gave you peanuts. I gave you, let you fly around, let you get on top of my head. You want to say something to the people? Yeah? No, I guess ain't no talking. It's going to take a little while. We're going to figure this thing out. Grace and peace, y'all. I want to talk about apologetics and people doing apologetics too early. Often people would say to me, well, I don't know where to begin. Being involved in apologetics and stuff, I don't know where to begin. Can I come to Sunday seminary? And I think that's another reason we started with the Bible study and apologetics. I think a lot of times I've seen in my experience people shipwrecking their faith, I can say. Maybe I can say it like that. Jumping into apologetics and trying to understand certain things. I think the best form of apologetic, to be honest, is first getting in the Word, knowing the Word, understanding biblical doctrines as set forth by Christ and the apostles, and just plain systematic theology, because a lot of times people would jump into Kemet and jump into different things, and it'll kind of mess them up trying to understand so many doctrines, and then you'll start hearing so many things from so many people that's online that's preaching and teaching Bible. I'm hearing more and more people, using and preaching and teaching the Bible and MF and this and that, and they cussing and carrying on, and they saying that it's okay to cuss and use scriptures, that God's prophets did that these words aren't curse words, That's just a white man told y'all MF and all of that stuff was curse words. It's just, maybe I'm old. It's just pure nonsense to me. But we got all type of weirdos online, weird people. Get locked in with a church. Church isn't perfect, but get locked in with a group of people that's teaching Bible and understand dispensations. Don't have them folk running around, got y'all sacrificing animals, running around here with chickens, spinning their chicken around and smoking a cigar, talking about you calling on the spirit of Gabriel and all this nonsense. Plenty of nonsense is out here, and it's being spread around on the internet. I think the best and the beginning of apologetics is getting deeply in the Word, having a relationship with the Lord, and understanding the book in light of dispensations or time periods and everything. There's too much confusion. This covenant, that covenant, and people just being all over. Spend time in the Word and grow in the Word. That other stuff will come later on. And a word for the people that are involved in apologetics. I'm telling y'all right now, being involved in apologetics and getting out there and, coming against the Mormons and Jehovah Witnesses and making videos against or speaking a polemic or doing a video towards black Hebrew Israelites and stuff like that, that's one thing. But I'm telling y'all right now, if you're not grounded in that word, that wig flipping stuff will get you. Aleister Crowley, that secret doctrine, that apologetics and the occult is a problem. The occult is a problem, and you'll really get into some warfare studying that and attempting to bring things out to people. That's how come a lot of people that's involved in apologetics, they'll just say, well, that's the devil, we stay away from that, and this and that. But there's some people that's laying into it so they can begin to explain it. It's serious warfare when you deal with stuff like that. I just wanted to bring these couple of things out, some stuff that came in because I'm a little behind. So I said I'm going to drop some stuff. But shout out to all my Patreon people. I'm pulling from. That's who I'm pulling from when we doing the videos, when we answering questions. I'm pulling from that crowd of supporters because they're helping me in so many areas, and I really appreciate them. And by the time they come to the place where they make up their mind, I'm going to lock it. I'm going to help Berean out in some type of way and support in this way. They're already on a certain level spiritually. They understand. Like, I may not agree with everything he's saying, but I think what he's saying is important for it to be out there. So I appreciate y'all, and I always try to give them priority because they're showing and proving that they want to ride. They want to ride with us, and they're coming with wisdom. They're coming with the wisdom, and I appreciate that because I'll be crazy not to help draw from that and bring that to the forefront to share with other individuals. Be careful with apologetics, especially when dealing with the occult, comparative religion. Get locked into God and make sure y'all locked into that Bible because it's some wig flipping stuff out there. And I know many of people that ran and jumped into apologetics and then end up getting confused. kind of falling back from their prayer life and everything, and they just get caught up into that, into the craziness, into the madness, because it's madness on both sides. Y'all recently heard that I was away in the penitentiary. Now, going to visit the jails in New York City or something, that's one thing. A regular county jail where some guys are, and that's one thing. Because most guys in county jail for a year. Maybe Rikers Island, you can do 2 8 month, 2 9 1 year bids. They come up to 18 months. But they're not as serious in the word as brothers is doing 12, 15, 20 years, never coming home. Apologetics in the prison and just being there and answering those questions, they're on a whole nother level. Y'all go to work, you went to college, you come home, you go to work, you raise your kids, you go to church, you go to the park, you play basketball. These guys are locked up 12, 15, 17 years straight. They're not playing games with the Bible. When they saved, they saved. When they studying, they studying. When I say the guards, the 5%, the committed guys come up in there. If you're locked in a cell for 8 years straight and you're doing nothing but reading Bible and lessons and all of this other stuff, on the Metu, you're reading all of that, you're on a whole nother level. It's a whole nother level. And these guys are coming home, and some of them are coming home and they're teaching, and it's crazy out here. I thank God that I've been around them. So when sometimes I laugh and joke in church, people hear me say certain things like, please don't play with me, I'm running circles. I've been locked up with them guys for a long time. There's nothing. A lot of young people think they telling me something. There's nothing I didn't hear. If it's not up there in that pen with them guys that's been in jail for 20 years, 15 years straight, they have no time. They're doing nothing but thinking on religion, speaking and discussing religion. It's very few things that I've ever heard. I appreciate the comments and the stuff. People think they schooling me, but I've heard it all. I've been around some deep brothers, and y'all think they just in there and they just dropouts and all of this stuff. People are confused. This occult doctrine is out here and it's spreading. I learned a lot of it in there with those guys, but it's out here, and what's so crazy, I'm hearing preachers picking it up, spiritual leaders picking it up. They may flip it and Christianize it with certain lingo to make it Christian, but it's the same occult doctrine, it's the same secret doctrine, it's the same mixing of everything and bring it together. And like I said, they believe the whole world is evolving and we're moving forth as a people evolving into gods. And we're going to go back to the home from whence we came. I'll get to that later on, but I just wanted to, give that kind of heed, that kind of warning out there. Make sure you learn the word and you're good in the word. That is the beginning of apologetics. All right.